Chapter 9 Vice Magus Temple. West of the Vice Magus Temple, coming from the ocean, is a legion of flying beasts. Silently, they soar through the clouds at such a height so as not to cast shadows on the ground. Net stands with Korla just outside the temple as they discuss his future. I've spoken to Vir, and he plans to resume the trials later today. Korla smiles at Net. Thank you, Master. I promise I'll be ready. Net gives the boy a tired smile, but a glimpse at the sky changes his expression to worry. What is that? The Master's eyes widen as he watches hundreds of small shadows spring from a nimbus cloud and dart toward the temple. Staffs are raised, but no one attacks as they draw closer. The creatures range from 15 feet to 40 feet in length, with a wingspan of equal length. Large scales as heavy as iron, teeth like daggers, eyes that burn with battle lust. Everyone stay calm. Sagevir attempts to understand why they wasted a perfect opportunity by not attacking. As they get closer, they are revealed to be a large family of dragons. They are accompanied by a family of wyverns, a large dragon-like creature with only 2 legs. They resemble a tyrannosaurus with wings, and amphitheres, dragons with no legs, only wings. They are fast-moving like a snake on the ground, however they have a light build unlike the wyvern. A few of them flying near the back are carrying drakes, 4-legged dragon types with no wings. All are carnivores, all fire deadly magic blasts from their mouths, and all hail from an island known as Alavar. Vir hovers out onto the roof of the training quarters. The female paladin from earlier follows. A 3-headed, monstrously large dragon lets out a sharp, low roar as the other flying beasts begin spreading out. 2 battle lords oversee the elderly sage. Lords may not have the grit and worldly experience of a paladin, but their devotion to their clan is unwavering and their power is absolute. They stand on the edge of the meeting hall with their staffs ready. Some land on the building and most on the ground. Others remain in flight surrounding the temple. The drakes stand near the tree line, eyeing the mages, with roughly 50 feet separating the barely neutral parties. They announce their position with loud roars. Then, for a moment, everything is silent, save for the hum of magic and low rumble of growling. What is this? A show of force? The paladin asks as she stands next to Sagevir to provide security. A wyvern and a dragon land before the sage as he does his best to give off a strong presence. The building trembles as they both let out a thunderous roar into the heavens. He is unmoved by their threatening position. A new creature appears from behind the dragon, one that makes Vir's eyes flash subtly with fear as the paladin steps in front of the sage. Good morning, Vice Magus. A soft but projected voice speaks as the area again becomes silent once more. The creature reveals itself to be a powerful and high-ranked fairy. This one wears white robes under his golden-lined steel armor. It carries a late European style to it. His helmet features a visor which is currently up, exposing his angelic face. In his right hand he holds a golden rod, which looks like it is more for show than battle. His 4 beautiful wings allow him to hover in place before the mages. I am Venus, he says, gracefully placing his hand on his chest. Korla, get inside, Net says calmly to his confused apprentice. Yes, master." Korla runs into the temple along with the other apprentices. He stands behind a pillar, watching Ned and the other masters stand only 30 feet from a small army of snarling drakes. The female paladin feels a hand on her back. "It's okay, Tauret." Sagevir steps forth and out from behind her. Tauret lowers her weapon as he speaks to the fairy. "Quite an entrance, brave fairy. What can we do for you?" Sagevir says in an almost whimsical fashion. Venus closes his eyes and smiles. His face twitches, denoting some uncertainty and possibly sadness. After a short pause, he opens his eyes. With a blur of fairy speed, he rushes forward, leaving the upper half of his staff behind. Before it hits the ground, Sagevir's heart is pierced by a hidden blade in the staff. Paladin Tauret stands with her bladed staff in the fairy's side, her vision only catching half of his movement. The temple becomes surrounded in explosions, spells, and blasts of light and dark energy. The wyvern and the dragon momentarily disappear in an explosion, courtesy of the battle lords. Tauret looks back at the sage, who struggles to stand in the few remaining seconds of his life. An elbow hits the paladin as she grabs the back of the slowly dying fairy's neck and jams her staff into his chest twice. An amphitheater lands on the statue next to the battle lords with such force that it collapses toward them. As it topples over, the statue explodes, and 2 powerful mages fly through it, emitting a terrifying battle cry. Debris falls from the main hall above her as she looks down in horror at Vir, who is taking his last breaths. The paladin is given no opportunity for remorse as the wyvern and dragon before her step forward from the smoke. A deadly beam of blue light fires from the mouth of the dragon as the wyvern takes flight, speeding toward her like a bullet. She steps gracefully to one side and grabs onto the creature as it soars by her, then into the sky. Behind the safety of a stone pillar, Korla, along with the other apprentices, watch as the line of master mages illuminates with power. A volley of darkness bursting out and cutting down many creatures. Dust sprays and clouds the vision of these warriors as they back slowly toward the temple. Teeth and claws rush out from the blinding veil as drakes tackle a few of the mages. Korla's heart throbs as he closes his eyes. The sight of his master only barely avoiding the teeth of a drake is too much for him. He, along with a few other apprentices, rush out of the lower quarters into the fray. One apprentice ahead of him is swooped up by a wyvern, another is blown away by a drake. As the danger of his actions takes hold, the boy's hearing begins to fade. His red staff shakes in his hand as a drake corners him, teeth bared, it readies to tackle him. Korla screams as tears fall from his face. He raises his staff and unleashes a bewildering amount of power, which blows the drake's jaw off and stops it mid-pounce. "Go away! Korla!" The boy's master calls out in desperation to him as chaotic power blows the head of the beast off. "Get inside!" Net stops near him and looks around at the fighting and screaming. Korla raises his staff and thrusts it forward toward another drake. "Alon Fihar Alun Kujio!" A bright light fires from his red staff and speeds past Net, hitting a second creature. "Sisalat al-Bark!" Ned bangs his staff on the ground as lightning arcs in all directions. Some drakes look away, but this attack served only to anger most of them. They charge the boy and his master as deadly torrents of power fire out in all directions. Their wards are tested with blasts from a few of the creatures as craters form around them. Corla drops his staff onto one knee as he desperately tries to hold a ward. At this point, creatures are blasting the ward at point-blank range, some clawing and biting at it. Net falls near him, attempting to support him, but his power is nearing exhaustion. The boy looks up to his master, who stands up, attempting a spell he is not yet skilled with. Sunia e servatum. The remaining soil around them crumbles. Dark power floods his body. This is more of a prayer to Suniakar than a simple spell. Simply put, you ask for a greater amount of power than your body is meant to handle. It is dangerous if not practiced, but useful provided it doesn't drain all of your stamina. Net raises his bloodied hands and overcharges the ward protecting them. It grows to over 10 times its original size, pushing everything out of its way. As the ward and the power fades, the boy is swooped up by his weary master. On tired legs, he runs through the courtyard of stunned enemies. Corla falls to the ground as Net's strength fails. They stand near the edge of the army of creatures as they slowly move toward the building. The master lifts his brown-haired apprentice and pushes him into the building. Looking back, Corla attempts to protest this action, but his master is already gone in a powerful gust of wind. Net! He screams as two apprentices pull him into the building. The last sight he sees is Net's red staff lifting from the rubble into the sky, no doubt on its way to its owner.